What's going on, guys? This video is dealing with descaling your on-demand hot water system. This is a Renai unit, but they all pretty much work the same way. You can accomplish this by basically the same way that we are doing this Renai unit. You need to do this at least once a year. I recommend twice a year. It's been a while since you've done it, you definitely need to use some sort of cleaner like the Haymaker or some of the other chemicals that they've got out there. If it's, after that, you can do it with pure vinegar, white distilled vinegar, and it'll do a great job. So, hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. Alright, first of all, you've got to get the bottom part off so that you can access. With this one, we had to take the entire bottom off because you couldn't get to the valves up here where they're at with that on. So the first thing you want to do, you want to cut the gas off. Oh, okay. So now gas cut off. Then you want to cut, and we'll go ahead and cut the gas off to both of them. I say, yeah, it's kind of weird.
It is on there.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now the gas is off. So now the next thing you want to do is actually cut the power off to this unit. And so on this unit, it's got a remote control that's mounted behind on this beam, and you can just smash the off button, and now the power is cut off to the unit. Next thing you want to do is cut the water off. You want to cut these two valves. There's two valves, if you can see them, one here and one here. We want to cut those off. Eber's going to cut those off. If they're running with the line, they're on. If they're running crossways on the line, that means the water's cut off. So now you can see those valves are running across, so they're cut off. The water's cut off. So now these are the cleaning valves that you need to access to clean, to hook the cleaner to. Your unit has to have these valves right here, these ports. If they don't have these ports right here, then you don't have any way to attach your descaler to the unit. So now we've got the water cut off, we've got the gas cut off, we've got the power cut off, and we're going to remove the caps going on those cleaning valves. Okay, now now these are off. It should be, with the water off, we should be able to open these valves up without having water drowning me and destroying my phone. So open that. All right, if you're gonna have to turn it right. These hadn't been touched in a while, so they're pretty stiff. So you turn that valve, you got a little bit of water that's coming out. And that's going to drain the water that's in that coil right now out of these valves. Okay. All right. So all that is the water that's in that was in that coil up in this part. In here there's a coil, and the water runs into that copper coil. And the burner from the propane gas ignites and comes on, and it heats the water in that as it's going through that coil, and that's how that thing works. And then with real hard water, especially like what we have at our camps with well water, it forms scale in that coil, and that scale in that coil closes off the volume of water that can go through that coil, and so therefore you end up with a lot of scale, a lot of lime scale in there, and your coil gets closed off. And you're supposed to do this twice a year, and in order to keep that from being an issue. So first of all, we're going to take the first hose and we're going to attach it to the cold water side. And if you can look right here, let me get in here right there. You can see these are marked with a blue being the cold and a red being the hot. So you want to first of all hooked to the valve that's going to the cold water side. That's your inlet water going into the unit. And then this hose that hooks there hooks actually to the pump. Okay, so that one hooks to the pump. All right, and then the pump has a filter that goes on the end of the pump right there. And what that's for is as you're recirculating the water through and it's cleaning the scale out of this coal, it has that, so it don't pick that scale back up and recirculate it back up into the coal. So that's what that filter's for. The next hose attaches to the hot side, which is the outlet side. So the cold water, which is the inlet side, and then the hot water, which is the outlet side. So when that water's running through, it's coming into the unit on the cold water, running through that coal heating, and then coming out on the hot water side. And then this just goes right back down into the bucket like that. And then when you've got this mixture mixed up, at this point, you go ahead and you plug this up, turn the pump on, and it starts drawing water through this pump, through this hose, into the inlet side, goes through the coil, and then flushes it back out and back into the bucket. And then it just keeps recirculating, and that procedure needs to last for about an hour. Let it just run. Just let it run through there for about an hour, and then once it's ran through for the hour, then here's the step that you need to go through to put it back online. First of all, you want to kill the power to the pump, unplug the pump, and then you want to go ahead, and you've got this one right here, and you want to go ahead and leave this one hooked up. Go ahead and remove it take it loose from the pump. All right, now remove this line from the valve, from the inlet side, leaving the outlet side hooked up, or the hot water side. Okay, leaving the hot water heater cut off and leaving the gas cut off. Now we want to close this valve, which is on the inlet side. Okay, now we want to open this valve on the inlet side, and we want to leave these open just like they are. Only should make that one change. And now open the valve. Okay, well, I guess the water's cut off. No, there it goes. Okay. No, just only halfway. There you go. Now, at that point, you're able to flush the water through. It's actually coming through the outlet side, and you're able to flush it through. And that, using that chemical, now with the vinegar, you don't have to flush it as long, but when you use that chemical, you need to flush that for 30 seconds. That's the minimum, 30 seconds. A little air in the line. And it's trying to come on. But anyway, that's your reverse order. Now we've got that done. Go ahead and cut that valve back off, Eford. We're just saying that we didn't run any fuel through it, so okay, go ahead and take this off. Okay, now both hoses are loose. Go ahead and cut this back off, and then we can reattach the caps on these cleaning valves. And once you have those snugged up a little bit, then you're back in business. All you got to do now is turn the gas back on, turn the unit back on, and you're back in business with hot water. Any questions?